guess I'm just not interesting. I have no personality. I met a guy with cancer, and he felt sorry for me. I've never been a social guy. I'm always making children cry. I guess that's just the way it's meant to be. Help me make it out of bed, 'cause I am scared and sad. Help me make it through the day, 'cause there's nothing out there for me anymore. 'Cause I'm always coming in last place and getting dirt kicked in my face, and everyone pushes ahead of me and no one stops to care. And I curse the gods each day in vain for giving me this life of pain, when all I really need's a little hug. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself. She was my true love, now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I felt she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would, she understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need, but now she's dead and buried under the willow tree. Dark house in which once more I sit. I curse the very thought of it. Doors creaking through the cold empty halls, and cobwebs on the walls. A box filled with broken dreams, scattered pictures from a life once filled with glee. So ghastly through the dead of night I go. kitchen where I cook my shit. How I shudder at the thought of it. Pots and pans amidst the stale hollow stink, and dishes in the sink. The cheese that's been there for years, the tiled floor that's not been washed but for blood and tears, and the forks and spoons from a bygone time once shined so bright they have no life amidst the darkening clouds. And children play on the streets below as I die alone in this dark house.
Testing. Check. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Check. Test. Hello. Hello. Hi. Help. Help. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Asparagus. Falafel. Check. Checking the mic. Checking the mic. 1, 2. Test. Test. Okay. Help. Back that off a little bit. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making Henry's Boo-Tacular Scary AF Jacko Pizza. The Jacko Pizza was originally originated by Gino Genitella, who worked at the famous Dom's Italian family restaurant in Hackensack. I'm sorry, we've got a lot of subscribers here. I want to say thank you for Shane Yes and Space Doggo 7. Husky Boyo has resubscribed. I know Husky Boyo. He's got a great channel. And Zaya Bobea and Sarah Destruction. Zaya Bobea cheered 100 bits. And thank you. Thanks, everyone. 20 hours ago, No Bliss resubscribed. Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about the Jacko Pizza. There was a famous place called... Oh, by the way, we had a question. Somebody said, is profanity really necessary? This was Squid Liquor Stevens. And the unfortunate answer is yes. Yeah, it definitely is. And it's too bad, but because I don't generally like profanity. Thanks, Ari Cake 7. But the kitchen's a very difficult place, and it's easy for those types of words to slip out when you're really dealing with some tough stuff. Thanks, Brandon J. Baker. Let's talk about Dom's Italian Family Restaurant in Hackensack, New Jersey. There was a guy named Gino Genitalia. I must be mispronouncing that, but apparently a few years later. Sorry, I'm being very immature now. I thought that was a funny sounding name. His idea was stolen, and it was used as a gimmick by every major pizza corporation in America. So you might have seen Papa John's has their version of the Jacko pizza. I'll show you the one that we're going to be making today. I'd like to anyway. Oh, okay. It's going to look something like that. So it's basically a pizza, but you can get creative by making a face on it. You might have noticed a couple of things in the background here, by the way. We've got our bat, and we've got the fake jack-o'-lantern there, but we've got our real one that we made yesterday, which I think looks really good. And so that's exciting. And we've got this skeleton here, which I don't know. I mean, I don't usually believe in ghosts and whatnot, but I think there's something haunted about that skeleton because every night before I go to bed, I hang it up on my fridge. And then when I wake up in the morning, it's sitting on the floor. Okay. So I don't know what that's about. Eros1029 has resubscribed. But, oh, before I forget, we're going to need to preheat our oven here. I'm going to preheat it to 400 degrees. Take some of this stuff out. Shit. See, that's where that language sometimes will slip. Oh, fuck. Maybe I'll put these someplace else where they're not so in the way. By the way, I want to check in on the roast beef cam. As far as I know, I believe he's sleeping. Let's see here. Yeah, sleeping comfortably. He might be having some dreams, but yeah, there's definitely been some very strange sort of phenomenon that's been happening. Do you see me? Help! Yeah, okay. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty here with a couple of things. But anyway, it wouldn't be Twitch if there weren't technical problems. All right, let's start talking about our dish here. Starting with our ingredients. Obviously it's a pizza, so we're going to need our flour. We're going to need any kind of cheese, but hopefully you've got string cheese because that's the kind they use on real pizza. But I also, to back it up, I have some feta cheese as well as some olives. I have two kinds of olives. I've also got the black olives. We're going to be making a face, so we want to have different colors to work with. Thanks Cosmonaut just resubscribed, and Hairplane cheered 89 bits. Very nice Hairplane. Eros 129, Ari Cakes. We also have our Mexican style cheese there. I don't want to cover up the other ones. I'm running out of room here. I'll put it over here. Gonna need some yeast because we're gonna be making our flour from scratch. I also have a sugar container here that we're gonna be using. And finally, we've got our various forms of toppings. In this case, we have a couple tomatoes that we're gonna use for the eyes. And I've got some mushrooms. I'll probably just need one mushroom that we'll use for the nose. But this is basically what we're doing here. And now let's move all this shit out of the way, spread it out, and start talking about how we're going to go about doing this. The first step is we're going to have to make our dough. Beelzebub just gifted Deep Squirrel something or other, a sub. So thanks, Beelzebub. Very appropriate Halloween name. Our first order of business is we're going to roll our pizza dough out on a pizza tin, which I have somewhere. Son of a bitch. I don't know if I can, I don't know where my pizza tin is. And that's problematic because we really need it for this. I mean, how do you lose a pizza tin, right? Sahara Destruction just gifted a tier. I'm going to get my pizza tin. Hold on a second. Okay. It's a little dirty, but that's okay. We're going to have to make pizza dough. And Rainy Aaron just gifted a ghost beef sub. Wow, that's cool. Mastel just resubscribed. I saw your VOD from yesterday. Congrats on getting partnered. Yes, thank you very much. Thanks, Mastel. And thanks, Rainy Aaron, for that ghost beef sub. Okay. I'm going to have to look up on the internet how to make pizza crust. I have done it before, but I thought it was written down and it's not, but that's no problem. The internet is a vast wealth of information. Here we go. Easy homemade pizza dough from Sally's Baking Addiction. So we're going to be thanking Sally for this. We're going to start right off. You know, usually they talk for about an hour before they start cooking the dish, which sucks, but that's the way it is. The first order of business will be to I'm trying to see where it just says the ingredients. Okay, easy homemade pizza dough. We want 1 1/3 cups of warm water. I don't know where my measuring cup is. I just feel very unprepared, but I think this is a cup. Who is that? Melgnog.
Okay.
Thank you. And then It's Kate X has subscribed. Boy, I really... Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll use these things. I forgot all about them. They're the same as the measuring cup. They're just in a different form. So we need 1 1/3 cups of warm water. Let's put this in a bowl for now. And let's grab our warm water. I'm going to run the hot. Okay, that's 1, and then the other one we want was 1/3. So I'm going to grab this other one. Okay, we've got our 1 1/3 cups of warm water. Now we need 2 1/4 teaspoons of our yeast. So this is active dry yeast. It says we need platinum yeast from Red Star Instant Yeast, but we don't have that, so we're going to do the best that we can. Now we just need to open this, which is not going to be easy. Uh-oh. My cat roast beef just came in. Hold on a second. He was being very difficult yesterday, but anyway, we're going to be dealing with roast beef in a little bit. I don't know, guys. I guess I'm going to have to get some scissors here, which I have. It says we want 2 1/4 teaspoons. I'm going to grab my teaspoons now. This is a teaspoon. Here we go. There's 1. It said 2 1/4. That's 2, and then 1/4. I think that's about exactly how much there was in there, so that's okay. All right, next we're going to take 1 tablespoon of our granulated sugar. You want to use the granulated in this case, not the confectionery. 1 tablespoon of our granulated. This already smells a little bit like being in a pizza place. Like being maybe in the back of the pizza place. Okay, like in the very back, or like out the back door kind of thing. All right, so we've got our sugar. We need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That's our oven, so that's good. Okay, that sounds like Sanest Florida Man just resubscribed. Very nice of you, Sanest Florida Man. 1 tablespoon olive oil, and let's do 1 more. Okay. And we're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt. Man, there's so much shit in just the dough of the pizza. It's kind of a drag. I have this salt grinder thing, so it's really a 2-man job because you have to use 2 hands to get the salt out. But sometimes if I sort of balance it, I can do it like this. But you gotta hope it's just going into... Is it even going in there? Alright, we need 1 teaspoon of salt. You know what? If there's a little less salt, I don't think that's gonna kill anybody. Next up, we need 3 1/2 cups of our flour. Of course we need the flour. So we need a lot of flour. Holy shit. And this thing does not fit in there, which I always forget, so I have to do twice as much. All right, so 3.5 cups of flour. Alexa, how many half cups is 3.5 cups of flour? Alexa, volume 10. Alexa, how many half cups are in 3.5 cups of flour?
0.5 cups of flour is 0.5 cups.
Okay, I think you divide it by 2. Beach 1N. So we might have to do a little guesstimation here. I'm going to put 7. Wait, does anybody know how many I did? Ah, fuck. 7? Okay, somebody said 4. I'm seeing some 5s, some 3s. I know it wasn't 1. 2? Okay. I think I'm going to go by my eyesight here. I'll do one more. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to whisk the warm water, the yeast, and the granulated sugar together in the bowl. I don't think I was supposed to put the other stuff in there yet. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a bigger bowl. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm going to get a bigger bowl. And I'm just going to put all of this in there. And we're going to start whisking. Whisking the night away. All right. I think we've got this sort of under control. Sorry it was off to a little bit of a rough start. You know, they say that as much as old people love their animals, they say that when an old person dies, their animal ends up eating their face. Or it was at least in an article that I was reading. Which I thought was sad, but at the same time it was kind of, you know, that's the circle of life, I guess. Okay. Looks like Fanatech just subscribed along with Beach 1N and I Hate Giraffes. Not sure what problem this person has with I Hate Giraffes, or with giraffes, but that's all right. All right, let's check in on my cat roast beef here. Something's troubling. Okay. Not sure what it is. Oh boy. See if I can get a shot of him now. Got a shot of him from the back. Not so bad. Okay, well. I'm not sure what he wants, but something's really definitely bugging him. Let me get to some of your questions here. Squid Liquor Steven says, you look like a sad old man. Seems good. Can't even tell it's a costume. Thanks. Yeah, this isn't a costume, but this is one of my favorite shirts. I think the red contrasts nicely with the orange in the pumpkins. Boy, these are going by pretty quick. Everyone type Forsen says, oh, thanks Twigs, KC. My roommate says our house is haunted. I've been living here for 300 years and I haven't noticed shit. Any ideas? Well, they always say that if you look around and you don't see the person who's haunting you, then you might be the one who's haunting others. All right, well, let's get back to our situation here. We've got a lot of pizza to make. Our dough looks pretty good. So at this point, I think I'm going to use the olive oil on this thing. Oh wait, I remember this happened last time. If I put olive oil on here, these are holes so they go right through. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute the flour there so it doesn't stick. Not sure what's going on with this cat. Hold on. Okay, I think we have him in a good place now. Okay, so he's grazing on some kind of parsley, I think it is, which is nice. So that seemed to shut him up a little bit, which I'm happy about. Take a look and see. Buckley says, seems like you are mixing clockwise. Do you reckon counterclockwise would do it also? Yeah, you can mix either direction that you want. Archmage Kale, I'm watching your stream from the asylum and I keep seeing strange things. I told my nurse about it and said it's time for my meds. I need to go. I hope these voices in my head stop showing. Okay, so it sounds like Archmage Kale has some stuff going on. And Arithma says, Henry, why does the cat sound like a small child? I don't know. It's a very distressing sound. But actually, there's a reason for it. I can actually answer that question. Cats' meows have evolved to replicate the sound of a human baby. And that's why humans hear something that compels them to want to either go feed them or give them shelter or whatever. And it's really kind of a trick in a way, and it's kind of annoying. But there's nothing you can really do about it. Maybe he's hungry. I don't know. I think he's very old, so he does walk around a lot of times with this sort of existential knowledge of the fact that his existence is ephemeral, as they say. But either way, we're going to have to put him outside or something because I'm having a difficult time concentrating. Hold on. Maybe I'll give him some food. There we go. There you go, buddy. Here. Okay, so hopefully that'll kind of calm him down a little bit. I had him on this diet situation, but He wasn't having it. As you can see, I still have my old microwave that I'm going to take to the Goodwill, but I just haven't been able to do that yet. I want to thank Too Much Junk Food for buying us a new microwave, as well as Jolly Austin 1 and Anonymous. Yeah, that is the haunted microwave. So maybe that's something that's still happening here. He wants a beer with his dinner, says Astrorat the Grim. Yeah. And Felix says, can you show how to cook delicious food for your cat? Yeah, I thought about doing that, but I don't know. When it comes to feeding animals, it can get tricky. It can definitely get tricky because you don't want to give them something that they're not allowed to eat or whatever. And I'm not an expert when it comes to that type of thing. But okay, it's time to roll out our dough. Wetting your hands sometimes can be a little bit of make it a little bit easier. So the first problem I'm having is that it's all sticking to the whisker. This is messy. Don't make a pizza if you didn't want things to get messy. All right. I'd say we're doing okay. Now you just want to roll it out like they do in the Italian restaurants. Crimebeard just resubscribed. Thanks, Crimebeard. And Twigs KC. Beardactyl 72. We might need to knead this dough a little bit more, which is okay. All right, we're doing it now. We're making pizza. Pretty cool. So, you know, a couple years ago, and I realized roast beef was a little bit of a meower, I took him to a cat whisperer, and which is someone who's sort of a cat psychic, and she said that the good news is that roast beef told her what the problem was, but she said that she couldn't tell me because I guess he wanted to keep it private. And it kind of pissed me off because I still had to pay the cat whisperer $300 and I never got to figure out what was bothering him. Something tells me some of these cat whisper places might be a little bit of a scam. Purple donut filling as a fruit says I have perfect ball handling technique. Thank you. Chromo Frost says, I have a gray long-haired cat. Can you suggest any names? Gray long-haired cat, maybe you could call him Castro. Or somebody who's famous for having a beard, I guess. I don't know. Alright, it's time to start rolling this shit out. Still, we're getting there. If you're just joining us, we're making a Jacko pizza, which was originally originated by someone named Gino Genitalia, who worked at the famous Dom's Italian Family Restaurant in Hackensack, New Jersey. But a few years later, the idea was stolen and used as a gimmick by almost every major pizza corporation in America. And interestingly enough, the pizza itself is not very good, but it's very time consuming to make, so it became popular with kids during Halloween. Maybe I'll put this little bit of extra dough here. I don't know what to do with this, but I think we're basically there in terms of our dough. It's not going to fill out the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, there is a point where you have to ask yourself, do you want to spend your entire day doing dough? And for me, the answer to that is not yes. Okay, so you can see I'm trying to make a little crust around the perimeter here. This is a fine technique that I learned from my grandmother that she said that she picked up when she was in the joint. And now she's passed it on to me. Okay, there's our pizza crust. It is now time to start putting our toppings on top of it. First I'm gonna rinse this a little bit. Sorry, I've got quite a bit of crap on my hands. See if there's any questions so far. Limpy says, have you ever been to prison? Not prison, I've been in jail. Delinquent. Henry, I'm not good at making pizza. Can I just order one for delivery and say that I made it? Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. If you want to just get a pizza from a pizza place, you might even be able to get a Jacko pizza. As a matter of fact, who was that? Delinquents. Go ahead and call Domino's and just say, you know, that you're looking for a Jacko pizza. Astro at the Grim. Can you give me my money back? Oh, on the film Punching Henry, yeah. A lot of people would like their money back on that, unfortunately, but okay. There's none. Moon Pickle just subscribed. Can I use cranberry sauce in place of tomato paste? Yeah, I mean, any kind of red sauce I think would do. Insane Axeman. What was your favorite thing about jail? Probably meeting people, you know. You get people from all walks of life. And I like people. Just like I like you guys. Some of these are going by a little quick for me. Game Master Flash, do you know if your friend Jose is coming out with a Halloween-themed album? No, but that's a great idea. But I'm hoping that I can talk Jose Suicidio into doing one over the holidays. Astro at the Grim, I was kidding. It was a charming film. Oh, very nice of you. Yeah, no, it's what it is. There's a couple films out there that document my life, but there's very little cooking in there. But similar problems, I guess. All right, let's... Oh, fuck. I forgot one of our most important ingredients, which is going to be our tomato sauce. And I'm not sure where it is. Oh, yeah, here it is. It's the Hunt's no added tomato sauce. No salt added tomato sauce, but you can use pretty much any one that you want. But that's going to be our first order of business, is putting down some sauce. This is going to be very similar, a very similar dish to our one that we made a while back, which was, oh, where's my can opener? Oh man, there's some creepy stuff going on with these drawers. They're sort of opening and closing on their own. All right, or maybe I'm opening and closing them, I'm not sure. Let's open our tomato sauce. This thing is one of these fancy types of can openers where it locks. So you're basically going to go like this, open it this way. And then I never know how to get that thing off there once you've done it. know, some of these things are made before their time. Okay, so let's start spreading our tomato sauce around. We can use any tool that we have at our disposal. I'm having a really hard time finding my tools here, but here's a spatula. Oh, you know what? I've got an even better idea. We can use the Witch Please spoon, because it is Halloween after all. It's a pun. I think it's making fun of the phrase bitch please, but it's saying witch please in keeping with a Halloween theme. Okay, so let's take a look at our directions here. The next thing that we want to do is we're gonna prep our veggies. We're going to cut 2 circles out of the tomato for the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside for a second because we have some prepping to do. Let's put this over here. Grab a cutting board. And start prepping our veggies. Okay, so what we're going to need is 2 eyes that we're going to cut out for the tomato. So here I have a regular, ordinary, standard issue tomato. I'm going to give it a little rinse because you really never know what, when you get a tomato, who's been touching it and all these other things. I have to find a knife. I have a very sharp one I'm going to use here because I've gotten some criticism about cutting tomatoes with too dull of a knife. So we should be good to go here. You want to cut it up into 1/8. Sometimes it's difficult to get it to stand up. Okay, and we also need the eyes. So let's do that. Alright, I just cut myself. See, that's why you don't want to use a very sharp knife. But I think it just nicked it. Okay, so that's gonna make some nice eyes for us, and then maybe these could be the lips or something like that. We also want to grab our red pepper. They always put that sticker on there, which I don't like because that means it's got glue on it. So we're gonna just take. I think we're gonna be using this as like an eyebrow or something of that nature. Or maybe that could be lips, I'm not sure. We need our mushroom. This is gonna be the nose. It already looks like it's got little nostrils on there or something. Okay, our veggies are prepped. Let's get our pizza back over here. And let's start putting on our ingredients. Starting with, and I'm going to be doing this upside down so that you guys can see it, but we're going to start with tomatoes for the eyes. And then we want these guys as eyebrows. Maybe we could have them come over. It's unfortunate that they're the same color as the eyes, but whatever. Okay, and then we've got our nose there. And for the mouth, Game Master Flash just gifted 5 subs. For the mouth, we're going to put our olives down. These are delicious olives, by the way. Okay. Pally K just subscribed, thanks. And someone named V Exculls has resubscribed. And I just learned, and I'm so embarrassed, but I just learned that there's messages under here. Can I use blood? I have no tomato sauce. You know what? I might have to use blood because that's what I've got on my hands. So I'm going to start trying to be better about reading the messages here. I just learned this. The whole thing has been very much a learning process for me. All right, how are we going to do this? Maybe we can make these olives come down into like a Joker mouth formation. But yeah, if you want to call Domino's or one of these places and say, hey, is it possible to get Henry's Jacko pizza? Let me know what they say. I'd be curious to know if we've reached that many people. Oh, fuck. That one ruined a lot of it. Okay. Now it's time to start laying some of our cheese down. We've got our feta cheese. And I know exactly what we're going to do with these. These are going to make perfect... oh shit, hold on. As if there wasn't everything already going wrong. I seem to have a situation where the camera my camera battery went out. This has happened before, so it's not a huge deal. I can swap it out. Start. Okay, so that pumpkin looks a little weird, huh? Oh, I don't have the light on. Is that better? Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, let's see if that Canon camera is going to work now. No, of course it won't. And let's try to figure out why that would be. Maybe I'm going to try to unplug it and plug it back in. Okay, not to fret. I can use our roast beef cam for this. I don't want you guys to miss what's happening here. I'm starting to run out of space on this, but here. Oh, Quanto, my technical advisor, says try changing the source and the webcam. Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe I'll try that because we're going to want to use this. Okay. That's looking pretty good. But I'm going to try to take Quanto's advice. And Quanto's been a huge help. Let's see. If I go into this. No, I don't know what happened. There's something else, some other awful thing happening. So I'm going to ignore that. We're just going to use this camera, and I think it'll be fine. Fortunately, we have a guitar and some song requests in case everything goes bad. But, all right, how are you guys doing? Let's see. Chet Wow says, hi, Henry. Just had sinus surgery, and this dish is an excellent representation of how my face feels right now. Oh yeah, no, some of these veggies that we're using are actually pretty good for your sinuses. You'd be surprised. But let's continue on as we were here. We've got our Jacko pizza, and we were about to put our cheese down on it. We're gonna put some spooky eyes. Let's do the whites of the eyes around this area. And I know exactly what we can use for the eyeball, and that would probably be our black olives. So I'm going to take 2 black olives. There he goes. He doesn't look as mean now. He looks a little bit like he's happy. So maybe if we put these up a little bit, make him a little more mean. All right, it's time to get out some of our other cheeses. I think I know what we can do with our string cheese here. We can make this an actual boy, this stuff's a pain in the ass. Maybe this could be sort of like his hair or whatever, because it comes out stringy. So I don't know if what we're making here is necessarily the same jack that we made for our pumpkin, but I don't know if you know how string cheese works, but you want to peel it that way and start layering it. This is going to make a pretty convincing hair situation. We can have the hair come down this way a little bit. And if you're doing this at home and yours doesn't look as great as mine, remember, I'm a professional. I've been doing this a very long time. And you're going to get there. I'm going to use one more of these to get a little bit more hair. Boy, it's not going to be delicious, but it's going to look really cool. And you know, pizza is always good. Can't remember who it was. It was, I think, a big sports figure who once said that pizza was very similar to love making. He said when it's good, it's really good, but when it's bad, it's still pretty good. And that's not my quote. I don't remember who said that, but I remember hearing it when I was a child. All right. This is coming out pretty good. I think we might need... By the way, if you guys in chat have a suggestion for something that I can do here, like for example, I was thinking a fun thing to do might be to take, to take something like this, and maybe we could make lips out of this part. You want to be creative, and Halloween is really probably the time that you can be the most creative with what you're doing. No, it wouldn't be lips, it'd be like his tongue or something, because the lips, I guess, would be the smile, or maybe that's his teeth, I don't know. But okay, so we're ready for the finishing touch here, which we're going to take our Mexican shredded cheese, which is somewhere here. And we're gonna, you know, we don't want to have a pizza without cheese on it, so we're just gonna kind of sprinkle this over, and maybe these could be like freckles or something. But yeah, I think we've got plenty of cheese, maybe a little bit of facial hair down here. But you definitely, you're not going to make a lot of money in the cooking business making pizzas that don't have cheese on them. Unless you're in one of these kind of vegan places or whatever. But okay, there you go. I think it looks pretty good. It's time to put this in the oven. Okay, so we're going to put our Jacko pizza in the oven for probably about 20 minutes. We've got some kind of bug in here. For about 20 minutes. And then when we're done, we're going to have maybe not so delicious, but certainly a very scary looking Halloween Jacko pizza. Meantime, I'm going to take the roast beef cam and I'm going to check in. Well, I don't know where he went. I can't seem to find roast beef. I'm a little bit concerned. I do have his camera set up though, and I don't know where he is. I hope he's okay. Hello? Still having some technical problem. I think I'm pretty sure that the theme of this whole episode is technical problems. But here, I'll be right back. I'm going to check on roast beef again. Hello, buddy? You here? Okay, hang tight, everybody. I think we got him. Hold on a second. I'm not going to lie to you, I smell something burning, which is never a good feeling. Arrows 1029, is cottage cheese okay? Absolutely. Any kind of cheese that you want to put on there is going to be fine. Oh, very important. Let's set the timer. Alexa, set timer for 15 to 20 minutes.
20 minutes, starting now.
Okay. Everything's working. Things are looking good. I think that what we're going to do now is we're going to take care of some of the song requests. First, I'll see if you guys have any more questions. Limpy says you might be having a stroke. You know, that's not outside the realm of possibility. Gaffy, just a heads up, if you're ever accidentally cut yourself, make sure not to show the blood on camera because Twitch will temporarily ban you. Okay, that's good to know. Sarbombs Chan, in time, I'm time efficient as fuck, so I cook my steak in a microwave. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You should try it sometime. Yeah, we have a really good microwave here at Henry's Kitchen now, thanks to Too Much Junk Food, Jolly Austin 1, and Anonymous. I do want to get behind, I want to figure out what this burning thing is. Maybe you can take a quick peek at roast beef who's sleeping comfortably now underneath the sink. Hell. You know, I'm kind of like, I don't know, it gets kind of freaky, you know, thinking that maybe the problem that roast beef was trying to warn me about is that there's a fire or something. But I don't know, maybe I'm just losing my mind here. But all right, let's get the guitar and do the songs. I'm hoping the thing that smells weird is the food. Okay. I think as time goes by, we're going to be doing a little bit more technical improvements here at Henry's Kitchen. So there was somebody named Wade Wilson on the Discord who wanted to hear this classic song, which I didn't even really have to spend much time learning because I already kind of know it. It's the Who. I just had to come up with a key that was going to work for me. It's for Wade Wilson on the Discord. Ever since I was a young boy, I've played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played them all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He stands like a statue, becomes part of the machine. Feeling all the bumpers, always playing clean. Plays by intuition, that digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard, that has to be a twist. I don't know, such a supple wrist. How do you think he does it? I don't know what makes him so good. It's kind of falling apart here. Ain't got no distractions, can't hear no buzzes and bells. Don't see lights are flashing, plays by sense of smell. Nothing about it to dance and never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. I thought I was a body table king, but I just handed my pinball crown to him. Even on my favorite table, he can beat my best. His disciples lean him in, and he just does the rest. He's got crazy flipper fingers, never seen him fall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. So I never tried that one before, and you can probably tell it's not, there's a couple of chords that I don't know. The first four weren't too hard, but all right, so we have kind of a fun request here from someone named Michaela, who wanted to hear a classic 80s song, but maybe in honor of our new emote that we got, I think it was Blurry Little Quest who designed this. If I'm wrong about that, please mention it in the chat, but it's a common emote that we've been wanting for a long time. And yeah. So the song here that Michaela requested, Brickstone gifted a Fohamore. The song that Michaela requested is called Come On Feel the Noise, but she suggested that we do Come and Feel the Noise as the seasoning. So I think that might be a fun thing. It's a real rocker, but I don't know if I can play it that way, so I might do it a little bit more low key. Let's see here. Something just happened here. Hold on. Alexa, how much time left on the timer?
You have 12 minutes left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, we're in good shape. Okay, so this song goes out to Michaela from the Henry's Kitchen Discord, and she came up with the title. It's called Come and Feel the Noise. Come in. Wait. Come and feel the noise. Girls, grab the boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild. So you think I've got an evil mind? I tell you, honey, I don't know why. I don't know why. So you think my singing's out of time? It makes me money, and I don't know why. I don't know why anymore. Oh no, no, no. Come on. Oh no, sorry. Come and feel the noise. Girls, grab the boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild, wild. These are pretty silly lyrics, but I think we're making them better with the coming joke. So you think I got a funny face? I got no worries, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, I gotta sing with some disgrace. I'm in no hurry, and I don't know why. I don't know why anymore. Oh no, so come and feel the noise. Girls, grab the boys. We'll get wild, wild, wild. Wild, wild. Okay, so that song was requested for Michaela. It's Come and Feel the Noise, as opposed to Come On, Feel the Noise, which was the song from Quiet Riot. By the way, a lot of questions about that. People saying, well, there's no way you could have a riot that's quiet. It's an impossibility. They were doing it to be ironic. That's what was happening there. They thought it's a word joke, really. The two words kind of rhyme. Oh, we missed something here. Gaffy tipped $4.20. That's an odd number. Hi, Henry. Many years ago, I was trick-or-treating with my friends, and I received a brown bag that had a Polaroid photo of something spooky on it. Do you know anything about this? Oh, yikes. All right, yeah, there's a story behind that. I can't remember if I was using an extra exercise bike for too much of a period of time, but I actually developed some kind of rash on my rear end, and I wanted to see it, but this is back before we had smartphones, and it was too difficult to try to get an angle where I could see it in the mirror, so I had to take what was called a Polaroid picture of my rear end so that I could look at it and decide whether it was bad enough that I was going to go to the doctor or whatever. And it turned out it was really no big deal. And so I lived with a bunch of roommates at the time, and so I had a paper bag that was sitting next to the door, and I thought it was trash, so I threw it in what I thought was the trash. Went out for the evening, came back, and the bag was gone, and I was just curious, and I asked my roommate, so what happened to the bag that was there? And they said, oh, that was the candy that was going to be given out to the trick-or-treaters. And I was kind of nervous about it. I was like, okay. But I never heard anything about it until right now. It looks like it was Gaffy who ended up with the Polaroid photo. And I apologize about that, Gaffy. But thanks for tipping $4.20. It's a very oddly specific number. But maybe that's the cost of a Polaroid photo back in those days. All right. Going to take this opportunity to say some thank yous. I want to thank the moderators today. Dingo Bob, Fawcan, Dom Beef, Hottest Bear, Do Dingle, Dogoggy, Dr. Flanges, and Bacchus. I want to thank the very early people that came forward to offer their services, like Melon95 and Pilskman, who've been very supportive. Hearing kind of a strange noise coming from roast beef. Okay, he still seems to be okay, so that's good. I want to thank Nim. Nim is the streamer who was showing everybody the Henry's Kitchen videos and eventually invited me on his stream, and we did a collaboration, and he talked me into starting my own Twitch channel, and that was just incredibly nice of him, because here we are now. I'm a partner. I've got friends that I don't see in real life, but virtually anyway, but some that I see in real life. I was in Austin, Texas last weekend. And, oh, thanks, Derek, in real life, just subscribed, IRL. And some pretty major people in the stream business, S-Fan, Emaru, and Chef Bonnie, as I call her, because we all made Frankenstein cupcakes together on S-Fan's channel, and I had a blast, and it was very nice of them to invite me into their home, because not a lot of people do. I also want to thank some of these streamers who've been doing it a long time, who've been spreading the word of Henry's Kitchen. Moon, thank you very much. Forson, XQC, and Brian W. Foster. I also want to say a very special thank you to Bumblevision and the LGX. I met them very early on in the Twitch community, and they talked me through a few things, and we've collaborated on some games and whatnot. Also Sir Doom, who introduced me to them, and Daisy Blossom. And last but certainly not least is Finding Satan just subscribed. Okay. We're going to say a special thank you to Quanto. Quanto puts together so much great technical stuff, not the least of which is my transitions from when I go from one scene to another. Pretty fantastic. And so thanks, Quanto, for all that you do. Roasted Tats gifted Prona sub. See, there you go. That's something that would have been complete nonsense to me 6 months ago, and it still half is. But anyway, Alexa, how much time left?
You have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, I'm going to grab the roast beef cam. Because I really want to make sure that we get a good shot of what we're getting out of the oven here. Let's see, how do I do this? Oh boy. This is exciting. Let's just give it a couple more minutes. But we're going to have a serious Jacko pizza to munch on. And I'm going to set this up in a decent place. Well, we have time for one more song. I wasn't necessarily going to do one, but why not? Why don't I just do a couple of verses of this classic Jose Suicidio tune? I think there's something wrong with me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. Every day used to be such possibilities. Now every road that I take leads to sadness and despair. I put some pizza in the microwave, forgot about it for several days. When I found it, I just threw it away. I think there's something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good. How I would change it all if I could, but I just can't seem to. I try to watch TV, it only frightens me. Everyone's shouting and screaming and fighting in the street. There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I guess there's something wrong with me. Jose Suicidio. Alexa, how much time left?
You have 1 minute left on your 20-minute timer.
Okay, oh yeah, I think we're fine. That time is sort of a guideline. I'm going to clear a lot of stuff out of the way. And let's see here. Uh-oh. You there? Help! Okay. Gonna need a pot holder this time. let's see what we have got. Oh, it looks good. It actually smells kind of good too. All right, let's get a look at this. Alexa, stop timer. Trying to get a good shot here. I'm going to say that's not so bad. That is a pretty damn good Jacko pizza. Let's take a look at the what we were going for. You know, theirs isn't so much better. I like the little green hat that he's got or whatever, but I think ours is a little more creepy. I think the olives are sort of maybe looking a little more like he's got a beard, and that the red pepper is like his mouth or something, but his hair got burned, it looks like. But overall, I think this is pretty cool. I think it's time to go ahead and take a slice. Gonna need something to cut it with. All right. I have a very, very sharp knife here. So I'm going to be very careful. And if you're doing this at home, I don't want you using a knife like this. It's too much. But we're going to go ahead and cut it starting straight across the top of the face. You know, there's that old saying about I want to have my cake and eat it too, and you can't. And it's the same with Jacko pizza. You can't have your Jacko pizza and eat it as well. All right. Boy, it doesn't really want to separate, unfortunately. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. This knife sucks, actually. I thought it was going to be good. Okay, there we go. That's kind of cool. It reminds me of the when they do the Canadian people on South Park. When they talk, it does something like that. Okay, so let's spin this. This is very hot. Let's maybe do our next slice right down here. Okay. And lastly, I don't want to mess up that mushroom. Or the lips, really, but... Well, our Jacko pizza is coming apart a little bit, but not so bad. How did we have it? Like that? Yeah, well, can't last forever. One last look at Henry's Scary AF Jacko pizza. Not quite as neat as the one from Gino Genitalia, but it's still, I'd say, pretty impressive. Okay. Count me out, just subscribed. That's kind of an oxymoron there. Count me out, just subscribed. Roasted Tats gifted a tier 1. So, oh yeah, we talked about that to Prone. And Finding Satan and Derek High, as well as Gaffy. So, Who's that? Dilly Dally just subscribed. Thanks, Dilly Dally. Now for the fun part. Let's grab a plate here and grab a slice. I'm not sure which slice to get. Maybe I should have you guys vote on what you think is the best one. Arctic Nemesis says, I'm sorry, Henry, but Gino's looks better. And then I'm just not a fan of olives. Okay, well, understood. Okay. OEI, just, okay. So what are we doing? We're going to eat eat all of it. Okay. A lot of stuff going on here. And okay, I'm getting people saying that they want me to eat the eye one. So here we go. Let's take it from here. There we go. So long, Jacko Pizza. Now he's One-Eyed Jack. It's a little joke there. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. The tomato sauce, Madness Metal just resubscribed. There's a couple things happening. I forgot that you're supposed to let the dough sit in a warm place. I think it's a warm, cool place. Iundi Lizard just subscribed. And during that time, it's supposed to rise. We didn't do that. So what we have here is a very dense and rich crust. So that taking one bite out of it just feels like you're eating a whole pizza right there. Thanks, Super Liquid Fox. The combo of the feta and the Mexican cheese is a little odd. I'm not going to lie. The tomato sauce is a little bland. I got it for 89 cents. Usually they mix it with some kind of basil or garlic or something, but we didn't really get anything on this. So I would say it's a little bland, but you know, I mean, again, pizza is always going to be pizza. This is pretty similar to the pizzas that they served me when I was in junior high school. But I'm going to call this one a success, guys. Either way, it's lunch. If you have pizzas that you made at home, I'd love to know how yours taste. Oh, we got a roast beef. Here he comes again, man. Let's see if we can get it, if he stays still long enough for a shot. He's very confused. Hello? Okay. See what's going on with him there. A lot of creepy stuff going on. Hello? Help! A lot of creepy stuff happening here at Henry's Kitchen for Halloween. But I want to thank everybody for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun. I'm not taking pills. I'm not taking pills. Boy, the comments are going by very quick, so it's hard for me. Oh yeah, so this is kind of a shitty thing. All the ingredients fell off. So I'm just eating crust, but other than maybe the presentation, I'm finding this to be a pretty damn good Jacko pizza. Thank you, G Cheese Nips. Yeah, Dragon Neota. Definitely tasty cheese, tasty crust. These comments are going by so fast, and I want to be better at it, but I do want to say this. I look at the comments later when I watch the VOD for the streams, and they're very good. I really like the comments. Some of them are very funny, and they make me laugh out loud. Somebody said something about jack off. It went by so fast. But I appreciate it. Uh-oh. I don't know where he is. It's like he disappeared or something. Oh, here he is. Not sure what's bothering him. Maybe something's haunted. But anyway. Well, everybody, I couldn't be happier about today's stream. I think the positive energy that you put out there. What? I wonder what he's trying to say. It could be a cry for help, and we just don't know it. But it's got me a little bit worried. It's almost like he knows something that we don't. But here, I will show you a kind of an interesting phenomenon that happens. See, then he stops. And then he'll go back. All right, well, he's in an odd mood. I'm just going to sit here and eat my Jacko pizza, maybe watch a movie. Oh, he might want some pizza, I saw somebody say. That could be. Could very well be. Well, we're going to have to figure out which of these ingredients is appropriate. I'm going to figure it out. And I apologize that roast beef... I could say he's ruining the stream, but the thing is that he's a good cat. As you can see in the intro here, he put on a Yoda hat for me for the show, and I think that was really cool. So, you know, we have fun. We do. So thank you so much, everybody. And I'm going to check in on roast beef, give him some pats on the head, and, you know, maybe we'll just talk about life, and maybe that'll make it all better. So thanks for making Jacko Pizza with me today, and I hope that you're having a great Halloween season. I hope you do a lot of fun things this weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow night or not, but I might. So you can always check the Discord because I'll announce it. But certainly, definitely Sunday at noon, PST, Pacific Standard Time, not post-traumatic stress disorder or whatever. And I might even do Saturday, I don't know. But I want to say thank you to you and everybody who helped Henry's Kitchen getting the word out and everything that we're doing here. So thanks very much, and I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week.